What's up? I'm Grizz. Welcome. Episode 5, Steins Gate. Old computer acquired, decoding, I believe, of something. Possible meeting with John on the horizon. Lots of suspicion on many characters and things I have zero clue what's happening still. We're having a good time, though, and we're going to hopefully continue that. Feel like it all, like, get subscribed, doing a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave any comments, though, about this episode or series. Let's go on to episode 5. Souza, what is up with you? Plenty of sauces on you right now. Yeah, see, she just flipped something back and changed timelines for sure. Computer. But you already know everything that's going on. It is. I was chosen by God. Why is she in her battle stance? Because she's a warrior, right? But still. They're gonna play this off as a joke, right? A joke? Ooh. No. This is where my sus of you really starts coming into play. What the fuck? She's too adorable. That is true. Look at you. Yeah, sure. No, she does. You gotta get better at reading her. Yes. Give her all the praise. It works. Damn, I thought it was gonna be that simple. And now we're gonna have to spend the whole episode doing this. You said you were yesterday. Yeah, so she doesn't leave. Right. Yes, yes. On occasion. Oh, because yeah. Oh, I'm a lab member. Yeah, don't say that. She willingly follows. And is stuck by his side. Alright, you wanna tell us what the hell that was about earlier? Yeah. It's impossible. Yep. Oh, you're good. She doesn't, but it's true. Oh, they're after her. Right. My initial feelings were so off, but so on, that I don't know how to feel about her.
でもセルンの陰謀とかいう高等無形なものに対する興味じゃない。
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
事実を確かめ
Right, always a justification. She's like ultra tsundere. Like she hasn't become the violent type yet.
クリスちゃん、また来てくれるよね。
Take my eyes off you, you're gonna leave.
メンバーだものね。
じゃあね。
何を聞いているの？
時間境で育ちながらどうしてこう社会性がなくなっちゃったんだ。
マイリは昔から変わったところだ。
I was talking about
あなたに言ってるの。
you. They're both weird though. That's why.
やっ
Nice.
ぱり落ち着くな、白衣。
ガシッと。俺の目に狂いはなかった。お前は最高だ。
何を急に気持ち悪い。
白衣がわからないようだが。
That's our uniform.
さあ、共に手を突っ込んでた。
And look like we know what we're doing. Right.
こう
そうだ。これぞまさに研究に身を置く者だけが
Awesome.
知性と恍惚のポーズ。その時がお前にプレゼントしよう。腹が減ったのか？
Clearly.
うるさいな。お昼から何も食べてないのよ。
It wasn't making fun of you.
美味しくいただけ。不満か？
当たり前でしょ。他に何かないの？カッ
We'll have the test for that.
プ麺もらうわ。味は何があるの？
醤油と塩だ。
塩味。それとフォークも。
He's trying to get better.
のがウイルスカードでしょ。バレバレよ。
You can't lose
そうな
again.
らそう思えばいい。ドクトルペッパーがいける口か？
I see you're a cultured individual.
お前とはいい飲み友達になれそうだ。
残念だけど、私未成年だから。
ドクペを飲み交わすと
Yeah, yeah.
という意味だ。量であるドクペの思いを共有し。
とか言いながらこっそり私のカードをめくろうとするのやめてくれる。考えているのはいつも自分の作戦のことだけ。
Yeah.
相手がどう考えているとか罠があるかもなんて。
Mm.
全く考えてない。
待て。
Just disrespected everything about him.
対極的視点に欠けていると言った。事実でしょ。
その前だ。岡部と言ったな。
Oh, I didn't even catch
だか
that.
ら何よ。確かに私はあんたより年下だけど敬意を表さない相手には。
違う。俺は法王院だ。何度言えばわかるのだ、クリスティーナ。
Maybe if you called her by the right name, she would too.
僕は今日まと呼ぶように。
Moves her to tears, yes.
え、泣いているのか？
泣いてないわよ。男の人に怖い顔で迫られて恐怖を感じたとか、その後ほっとして涙が出たとか、そういうこと全然ないし。
ダル、助手はなんで泣いているのだ？
Yeah, she did. But she said she definitely wasn't, so hold on.
母はアメリカ。父とは7年会ってない。
We're in? We're in. Here we go.
やったのか？
ミッションコンプリートセカンド。
それで結果は
まだ何も見てないよ。
We just got here.
?1954年。
IBN5100 が作られたのは
1975年。
この計画のためにセルンは IBN5100 に特殊なプログラム言語を実
It
装
appears
させた。
so.
英語読めるんか。
I mean, she keeps talking about she spent all that time there.
もう
Yeah,
全て今日
it's
この
all
時
for
のためだった
this.
のだな。
を含む理想郷の実現。それは21世紀に向けてのセルンの存在。
Yeah.
理想郷ディストピア。
エネルギーの陽子衝突を用いた時空転移実験を行う。時空
Mm-hmm.
タイムトラ
Mm-hmm.
ベルではないか。
嘘。
嘘ではない。
You just read
やは
it.
りセルンは40年も前からタイムトラベルについて研究を行っ。浮いてる？
アルミに高電圧をかけると起きる現象みたいだけど、第3段階動物実験、プログラム第4段階
Humans.
どうした？
人体実験。
Yep. So they're at stage 4 right now.
ミスマッチ。
Yeah.
お前はもう帰れ。
え？
ここから先を知ったら危険にさらされる可能性がある。お
Mm.
前は将来を有望視された天才だろう。
Try to protect
もし
her.
かして
Yeah.
心配してくれているの？
当たり前だ。お前は俺の助手なのだからな。レーギャルンの箱とする。
なんで北欧神話？ つうか
Because he has a really bad naming sense.
全部でファイルは14ある。適当に開いてみるお。
ジェリーマンズレポート10被験者ジェームス・マッカーシー出身アメリカ実験日2005年1月28日 Z プログラム4実験結果ヒューマンステッド
Yeah.
ミスマッチ
1921年4月3日。
ニューヨーク14丁目にてビルの壁面に埋もれるようにして死んでいる男が発見された身元不明の男性の死体は全身がブヨブヨのゼリー状になっていた
How it all starts matching.
なんだこれ。
完全ではないにしろタイムトラベルに成功してる2004年2月15日実験結果、ヒューマンイズデッド
But that definitely just confirms the idea that we have succeeded with what we're doing too.
の路上でゼリー状になった女性の遺体を発見
So they're taking
放置
from
された後で
present experiences are going back and they're finding traces in a way.
6年5月24日、京都比叡山山麓で遺体発見さる。
これが14人分。
まだ見る？
いや、もう十分。
ゼリー状になるん？
Why did the banana turn into jelly? Start piecing shit.
カーブラックホールを使ってタイムトラベルの技術を開発しスポンジを通そうとするようなものよだから中身がスカスカになる
つまりすごく狭いってこと？
そうすごく狭いところに無理やりねじ込む
その説明はエロすぎだろ、ジョコ。
は何がエロすぎは橋田の変態
そういうマキセ氏もかなりの妄想力。
一緒にすんな
There's a static right now.
結論決まっているだろう。
は
こっちには未来ガジェット8号電話レンジカッコ仮があるのだ。先に完璧なタイムマシンを作り出しセルンを出し抜く。そして世界の支配構造を作り変えるのだ。
We build one that properly works before they do.
付き合ってらんない
Did we finally reach our goal? Like, did we finally verbally get told the goal of the what we're attempting, I guess, for the most part throughout this entire series? Is this series strictly built around the idea that we're going to race this other group who has basically invented and perfected time travel in a way? Or I guess they haven't, but they possibly will in the future, according to John, at least, if we want to strongly believe in all that. And we're going to race them to do it before they get to, because we know their secrets and all the things in which that they kind of have, being able to like hack into their systems and everything that happens. Is that actually what we're doing right now? Or is that just something where our characters are under the impression that that's kind of what's happening? And realistically, that won't end up being the route that we go. Maybe the route is more simple, suspected at the beginning, where we literally just try and create this timeline where we understand at least what's exactly happening and we save Kurisu by the end. Or is it like Okabe literally just said, and that's all we're trying to do is beat them to this and complete this before them and perfect this? Either way, it's fun, but I am just curious because I feel like we haven't had like usually in a lot of media and shows and stuff, you specifically get told early on, you have like a strong sense or they at least verbally tell you or something like that of what exactly the plans are, what exactly you're trying to do, what your main character's goals basically are, what the end goal is. And here I feel like we don't have that. It's more to just understand what's going on. So making a declaration like this is rather interesting, and I'm excited, I guess, to see if that's kind of the route that they head. Once again, another episode where a ton of things happened, which is 100% why we're just going scene by scene again, like I kind of have been. So we start off, and Suza's looking at this thing, or she's playing with this. Has like some sort of, it's not like a real like logo or anything to it, so I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's an importance to it, but like I've said before, it seems very specific. Like everything that they've done in the show, direction-wise, feels very intentional. And I would believe us getting this scene at the beginning before Okabe and everybody walks up is intentional for a certain reason, because they take so like heavy focus on that, when realistically they could have just started us with her outside already in this scene. You know, we get our conversation, she already knows about this machine and everything that's happening. However, as soon as she notices Kurisu, something within her snaps in a way, and she takes this pose, she takes this stance, she gets her eyes kind of start getting a little twitchy, and she's almost like as if she's shaking, or she can't believe what's in front of her, or she's like something within her, the rage within her is building up, or it could be a variety of things. But for whatever reason, she gets on guard, specifically when she notices Kurisu. Something that comes up later on, but we'll touch on it now, is the conversation she has with Okabe, where she specifically tries to tell him she hasn't done anything yet, or she doesn't know anything yet. She doesn't know the things that have happened. Why does Suzuha know these things? I don't know. I'm operating fully under the assumption that this show entirely is sticking to, you're following one timeline here. There's no people who are presently here who have been in other parts of the world or other parts of time, right? There's no people who've been years before, years after, sent back and forth. There's none of that that's going on. And strictly what's happening is possible leakage of information, or information has been traveled back and sent back through time, and has been sent down to kind of change the order of operations or change a future in the way that things have kind of gone about and progressed. I believe that's more of the general route of the show. Now, I could be completely proven wrong, going forward, but right now that's where I believe that we're kind of at. So if that's the case, specifically for the reasons why she's kind of on guard, would lead me to believe that something within the future occurs, specifically regarding Kurisu. She's probably at fault for something that happens, or causes harm to others in some sort of way, or does something that changes the way that things should be, like goes against somebody, or goes against something, or causes the destruction of something, or the creation of something that could cause a lot of problems or something. And Suzuha has been kind of informed through a leakage of information in a way of this, and it's been passed down to her, and now she's kind of on guard specifically around her, or it's her goal or her job here or something to kind of watch over, maybe not Kurisu, but Okabe in this situation, but she is aware of the other things that have kind of gone on. But it's not important enough for her to bring it up or address it instantly and come out and claim who she is or something, where I guess that could be against whatever, where she's getting info and stuff from. But it makes me curious exactly why she's kind of on guard the way she is. This also calls back to the warrior comment that she made in the first episode, or the episode before this at least, claiming to be one, and then specifically like the stance and everything that she takes and how she acts. It gets me wondering why exactly she's the way she is, or what her thing is. I mean, we even get a scene after this where she literally hears a helicopter and she starts freaking out and panicking, thinking that they're dropping bombs and stuff. So what exactly is she going through, or what does she know, or is she in fear of? I don't know. She didn't even understand or know what fireworks were beforehand. So it all kind of makes me wonder. And like I've said before, I feel like I don't have a good enough read on her. My initial guess last time, which is still, I guess, my initial guess with her, is the organization in which Okabe's been kind of fearing this whole time ends up being CERN, and she's a member of CERN, past, present, future, something along those lines, and she's kind of on guard, or being sent as somebody to kind of watch over and observe him, and stop him from the things he's doing. And I think it's very capable or possible that we are also in a timeline here where the declaration that Okabe makes at the end of beating CERN to whatever they're doing actually is something that comes about and is successful in a way. And it is the job of Suzuha here now to kind of watch over and observe and relay info, so to allow CERN to kind of surpass or obtain whatever it is that they kind of need to go on and pass whatever it is Okabe is going to end up doing in the future that he probably shouldn't be able to, or shouldn't have the ability to. I'd argue it's more so along those lines, but I could be completely off and missing the point, but I don't know. Going back a bit, because I missed some things, we try and hack into the thing a bit more, but we need some parts and we need some time basically for all that to happen. We get some cute moments, specifically with Mayuri and Risu kind of just like giving her a tour of the place and everything, and our standard calling each other perverts and whatever else they've done the entire episode, or the entire series, I guess, so far. Cute moment here with the lab coats and everything, where they hit this fire ass pose together. And they kind of just get to tease each other, and there's more just really fun moments. Once again, following that simple formula of start off the episode either lighthearted, or started off usually dropping something heavy like this, mix in a lot of comedy, drop something else in again, and then mix in a lot more comedy and end it off on something serious. And they kind of have continuously followed that. For the most part here, we end up making Kurisu cry. Some other stuff goes on. They kind of pass out some info here about that comes off a little weird. more so, I guess, because of Kurisu's time back in America, so she knows English and stuff, which we'll get into a bit more later. But also the idea that she specifically like wouldn't want like the cup noodles or whatever it is that Okabe had to offer, but even when she does accept them and does get them, she specifically asks for a fork, which is like showing or telling of somebody almost who like isn't used to the customs and stuff of being in Japan, because she has spent so much time, childhood and just growing up and whatever it is in America. So she kind of changes for whatever it is. This is where we drop our real big bombshell, I guess, of things that are kind of happening. We're able to hack into the system and break into it. We decode like everything that we can. We find out that they have a entire thing here. I don't know what the fuck this is. They're showing off, but they're doing all that. And then we find out that they basically have 4 levels of things that they're kind of doing in testing. And by the time they reach level 4, which appears to be where they're at presently, will become the human experiments, which is what we find in the Jellyman reports. We start going through these reports and we find out a bunch of these people who have been kind of killed, and they seem to be testing them year in and year out. I'm starting to think Jellyman might not be a person as much like as the person sending these reports, but more so indications that of the people who have been kind of sent back and turned into jelly at some point, or finding like something that they can kind of correlate it with in the news and things along those lines. So they just compile like a big report, like mass thing regarding this. But we go through a bunch of people and we find out that as we're kind of sending people through trying to do this time travel, they are getting sent backwards into the past, but they're not appearing as living species. Like when they get there, living beings, they're kind of just being turned into this jelly like substance, which is what we're getting when we sent that banana and using the message and everything that's kind of come along with that. So I think that just kind of confirms more so that what we do have with this microwave and everything is an ability to time travel. It's at the same exact level in what CERN's doing. It's just not the big thing that we can kind of use humans and properly test it like that. We can only use objects and stuff along those lines now. But I'm assuming they've successfully done it without having these issues before, using the other objects, and that's why they've moved on to human testing. If not, I have zero idea. And then we end off with Okabe making his claim of changing the entire world ruling structure. I'm fascinated to see how exactly they plan to approach that. No show of the other girl, the one who I was expecting to be John, like fully, which makes me really wonder when we're going to get more of her and the things that I kind of want to get her. Also, something that just came back to my mind, I completely skipped over. Suzuha talking about having knowledge of like this computer and having knowledge of like everything else that she's kind of known so far for the most part through somebody else who has passed away. Who that was, I guess it could be a abundance of people. I would assume that's where her relation to CERN and those things that I'm suspecting comes from. So maybe it's a dad, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's just somebody along those lines who might have been involved with them at some point, which is why she might be where she's at presently as well, and also might be why she has knowledge of all like the kind of things that we have going on here and is pretty aware. I also wouldn't put it past the idea that we have the test subjects and the stuff that we've been seeing as we kind of skipped around and we didn't look through all of them. If one of those was related to Suzuha in some sort of way, and that's actually like her dad or her mom or brother, or I don't remember if they stated who, but whoever had this issue kind of occur with them and they died or things didn't go as planned, whatever the situation might be. That's why she knows, but that's why they're no longer with us. I don't know. Lots of questions regarding all that. Once again, it was a blast though to kind of go through and watch this. There's always so much put in, and the way that they pace it is so fun because of that structure that I was talking about, how we are able to mix in such like excellent dialogue and chemistry between our characters with our comedy, but also being able to kind of mix in things to really keep your brain moving and keep you engaged. They do a really good job of taking stereotypical characters in a way and really turning them up to fucking 11 and putting them in like such a special moment here and actually like combining them together and creating something really cool. So I'm excited and I'm loving what we have so far. If you liked it all, like and subscribe to me, not to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel, leave any comments about this episode or series. I'll be back for the 6th one soon though. You guys have a good one.